Let's do this one quickly. Let's subtract 8 both sides. 11 minus 8 is 3. Multiply by 2. And then you're saying x and 5. Remember, the meaning of this absolute value is the distance between x and this number. So x and 5 has distance at most 6, because this is less or equal to. So this is like somebody's at 5, and whatever that x is, x has to be not more than 6 away from 5. So imagine that you have a dog, some kind of a doggy here with a tail. So and you have a leash between the dog, and that leash is at most 6 feet long, and you're at location 5, so 5 plus 6 would be 11. So 11 is the most this dog can go. And if the dog gives up going to this direction and decides to go this way, then, well, it'll be 5 minus 6, which is -1. So that's the most this dog can go on the left side. So your doggy, whose position is x should be between -1 to 11. So that's how you think of this. So for the number line, you would be drawing -1 until 11, and the solution would be a closed circle, because this is a inequality with the equal sign here. You need to use the closed circle, and here's another closed circle. And then it's everything in between, because x has to be, here's 5, x has to be 6 this way and 6 that way. So that's how you would draw the graph of the solution. If you were to write down this interval, it's an interval that begins at -1 and ends at 11. And since the endpoints are included, you put brackets. So that's the interval notation for the solution. And finally, if you wanted to write down the solution as an inequality, you would write down x is between -1 and 11, including the endpoints. And so you have to be able to solve like this. Now this is much faster than trying to use the equation. So if I were to quickly explain how you would do it by solving the equation instead, you would just write down the equation first, solve it. Subtracting 8 gives you 3, multiply by 2, so x minus 5 would be equal to 6. And whenever you have an absolute value equal to number, you say x minus 5 is plus or minus 6. Add a 5, so it's either 5 plus 6 or 5 minus 6, so you have 11 and -1. You put -1 and 11, and you pick test points 0, -2, and +12, and you just plug these numbers into original equation, check one by one, and see which one works, and you'll see that this does work, but these do not work. And so that's how you would solve using equations. And this takes much more time. So although this is conceptually, this method that I showed you first is conceptually harder, if you know how it works, then it will definitely save your time.